So I sent out the morning routine video today. I just wanted to show you guys how I get Bryn dressed in the morning. So if you guys purchased the kennel, so this is what, I don't know if you guys are gonna have her sleep in there or whatnot, but so here she sleeps in her kennel. I take all the training equipment off. I take off her e-collar, her prong collar. I charge the collar overnight. So obviously when I get her out in the morning, she's naked. She doesn't have any of her collars on. So you're gonna get one of these, Jennifer, in your kit. So this is just a slip leash. She used one before, as you told me. I'm just gonna use this just because I know in the morning she's just ready to get out of the kennel, so she's gonna try to bolt out. I mean, we've gotten pretty good where I open it and I tell her no, I tell her stay, and she'll stay there. But just to make our lives a little bit easier, we do have this slip leash that we could go ahead and use. So I'm just gonna put this over her. You little pretty girl. And with you, I know she's gonna be super excited to see you in the morning. So she's not gonna be all the way back there hiding. Oh my goodness, look at all this hair. Jesus Christ. Make another dog. So once I have the slip leash on her, no, stay. I don't want her just to bolt out. I want her to actually wait. Keep her there. If you need to, you could tie off that slip leash to the strap up there like we showed you when you were here. So I'm just gonna let her hang out there, wait. I want her to think as soon as the leash comes on that she could just run out, because she's on our time, not her time anymore. So when I see she's nice and calm, and you see, nope, kennel. Yeah, I don't want that to be a cue where every time I pick up the leash that she could just come out whenever she wants. Break. Place. No, place. Come on, Breaker. Place. Good. Sits. Butts. And it'll be a lot easier on your back if it's an elevated surface. I don't know if she's allowed on the couch. You could put her on the couch, have her sit there so you don't have to bend over. All I have right now is a place cot. It would be ideal if she sits, but right now I'm not worried about it since we are working the down off of objects and just getting her comfortable in that position. So I'm okay if she stays in the down. And I like to start off with the prong collar because this goes the highest on the neck. So I just like to set it up, starting with this one off first. We have this cool little buckle here, so it makes it easier to put on and off. And then when we do the drop off at your house, Jennifer, we're gonna go over all this into detail. I'm gonna have you and Gabe practice taking off her equipment and putting it back on. So don't worry about it, don't stress about it right now. Hello, pretty girl. So like I said, the prong collar goes highest on the neck. Sometimes if you put it on and see it's too tight for her, most likely it twists somehow or it's not on right, because it fits pretty good. So I like to just put it on her. I'll clip it this way and then I'll just turn it. Because that swivel part goes up here, so I like to just go ahead and twist it, make sure it's right here, high on the neck, right behind the ears. And I do still have the slip leash on her. I don't really need it, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it off, but don't be in a rush to get rid of slip leash. If she's a little too crazy and hyper with you, you can leave it on for a couple of days, maybe the first week that she's home, just as she gets used to you bringing her out and putting her on the place bed and getting her dressed. So the next thing is the e-collar. I'm gonna make sure it's on. I'm gonna go over this on how to turn it on and off when I'm at your house for the drop off. And the easy way I like to make sure it's on is I'll do that tone test, make sure it's on. Sometimes we don't turn it on correctly, and giving her stim or giving some of the dog stim and you're wondering what's going on, why they're not listening, most likely it's not on right. This one's a little bit trickier because she has that thick fur. So you want to make sure that fur is out of the way. You want to expose some of that skin to make sure the contact points are on that skin, or else she's not going to feel anything, and then you're going to have to keep going up on the e-collar, and it's not going to be very effective. So I'm just going to move the fur around to get that skin exposed, and that's pretty good. So I'll go ahead and place it here. I'll hold it, and I'm gonna mark this collar before she goes home, just so you know where exactly you should fasten it, because we want it snug, but not too snug to the point where it's like choking her. Good girl. Good job. And the e-collar will go anywhere around like this area, preferably where that big muscles are at. So now she's dressed. Another thing I wanted to point out is when you get her dressed, always alternate where the e-collar is at, because these dogs could get metal allergies, so they'll have hot spots form, which is just a blister. But to avoid that, we switch the e-collar. So today is on this side, tomorrow will be on the other side. And then what I always do with the dogs at the end of the night, I take off their e-collar, their equipment, and I just kind of massage their neck just to make sure there's no scabbing or no hot spots forming, because I want to mitigate that and I want to take care of that as soon as I notice it. Cute girl. So now she's dressed, she has all her collars on. And lastly, what I attach is the leash to the prong collar. The prong collar. And now she's ready to come out, and you guys get to work. So that is what the morning routine looks like. Good girl. We are now going to introduce Bryn to the priming process. I sent out the video to you yesterday, Jen, about the priming process and how it's done and why it's so important. So I want to just reiterate why it's so important. I know you said Bryn, it loves car rides, and she's pretty good at it. She lays down when you guys are on car rides. But then I asked, how is she when you guys get to your location? You told me you pretty much have to try to catch her before she runs out. You have to like hurry up and hook up her leash or harness. So the way that we do things here is a little different. We do the priming process. We keep the dog in the down. Try to remember that down is that mental off switch, and all the rules that apply to the kennel. You know, when we have her in the down and she's supposed to wait until we release her out of the kennel, that's exactly what the vehicle is. The vehicle is just a big kennel with wheels. So all those expectations that we have for Bryn in the kennel apply here. All the structure and the rules are also going to apply in the vehicle. Some dogs, I'm not sure, I haven't taken her out to public, but some dogs get real anxious when they're in the car. They know they're going to go somewhere new. They've been wired and programmed to think it's just anxiety all over the car, whether it's like reactivity as a good thing, exciting, trying to run out, or reactivity in the bad way about being aggressive and, you know, going somewhere new and they're scared and they just don't want it. So the way we mitigate that is by having the dog in the down, totally calm mental state, and you're going to see this process. I'm going to take her to somewhere in public, probably the Lowe's parking lot, and I'm just going to let her hang out, let her observe, because priming is observing rather than reacting. So I just want her to take it all in, see her environment, take in all the smells, but I'm going to have her in the down. All the rules, everything that we did in the kennel are going to be applied to the vehicle. So I'm going to get her in the back of the Bronco. I have her place caught there. Not saying you have to travel with her bed everywhere, Jen. If you want to just have her in the back and laying down on the seats, that's totally fine. But since I want to set her up for success. I want to get her used to being in the back of my car. And that's why I have the bed right there, because that's what she's used to. All right, girl, follow. Up. Good girl, good job. She's been in my vehicle before, but never out of the kennel. I was transporting her in Winston at that time. So I'm just letting her take in all the smells, letting her get to know her environment. It's her first time in here and being allowed to smell around. So I kind of want to give her that few seconds to do it. And once I feel like she's done, I am going to put her on her place bed. All right, girl, come on. Please. No, please. Plots. No, plots. Bryn, plots. No, plots. No, plots. Hey, plots. Plots. No. Bet. Plots. Come on, plots. So you see, she's a little confused. She doesn't know what's going on. You say she lays down in your hatchback, but I don't know if you do it or she's just tired and she decides she wants to lay down. Plots. Good girl, good job. So I'm just gonna let her hang out here. She didn't really understand where I wanted her to lay down. She has her place caught, and you've seen it at the training session in the video. She's really good about laying down on her place caught now. So I had to give her that second. The vehicle, the priming process, it's on you to her. It's day one of doing it. And she loves peanut butter, by the way. That's what I've been using today as a reward for her. So I'm just gonna let her hang out there. Once I see she's nice and comfortable and she's not trying to get up, I'm gonna start opening and closing the doors, roll down the windows, turn the vehicle on and off. But this is what we want her to be in the down. Whenever we go somewhere, I want her just laying down, nice and calm. She's comfortable. She has a place bed right here. She's okay. So I just want her to hang out. Good girl. So I'm gonna leave her there, and then we're gonna go for a little ride. I'm gonna pretend like I'm exiting the vehicle, because you did say when you get somewhere, open up the back and she tries to run out. So we're gonna practice that. Good girl. Stay. So I'm gonna, most likely she's gonna break when I get up. When I start opening and closing the doors. Unlocked it. She kind of was like, what is that? No, plots. No, place. No, place. No. Place. No. Place. Come on. Come on, place. Yeah, you're stepping on your own leash, girl. Plots. Good girl. Stay. So she's confused as to, like, where am I supposed to lay down? She has her dog bed right there. So it's okay. We'll work her through it. Good girl. There you go. And that little whine, she was stepping on her own leash, scared herself. Good girl. Good job. So I'm going to do this a few times before we actually start driving somewhere. Good girl. Good job. And you could do this in your driveway or on wherever you're at. You don't have to go anywhere, Jen. You could just want to practice the priming process. So you don't have to go anywhere. You just throw her in the back seat, start your car, turn it off. This is just like another part of the four corners game. We're expecting everything that she does on the four corners on the place objects here. So you go ahead and do that. You don't have to go anywhere. Good girl. Here you go. Good job. Good job, girl. Oh my God, you got some peanut butter right there. Look, hey, peanut butter on your butt. Okay. So, doing pretty good. I'm gonna challenge her a little bit more. Turn on the vehicle. See how she does. Good girl. And Jen, I'm not saying you were doing anything wrong with her when you took her to places, but this is just a way that she's going to be successful and not jump out. You don't have to run after her whenever you get somewhere. So, highly recommend trying it. Good job, girl. So, she's doing pretty good. I'm going to drive around the neighborhood, practice some stops. See how she does with that. Practice some stops, turning off the vehicle, turning it back on, simulating like we got to our destination. You're doing so good, girl. You're already tired, so this should be easy for you. You can just lay down. You can just lay down. We did a session of four corners, a morning walk today, and practice getting her to sit and plots off of the objects because, you know, as you saw, she was struggling with that on Friday. So now I'm just solidifying all those commands. So she's already tired. And for the rest of the day, Jen, after we take her somewhere new, I just want her to relax. We're just going to do a lot of duration today. I'm going to have my dogs free roaming just to simulate your home structure, but I'll keep you updated with that. So most likely she's going to break when I close this door because most of the dogs do. It's this big, heavy object going towards them. I mean, I don't blame her for getting scared if she does. Stay. So I'm just practicing. No, plots. No, plots. Good girl. So I'm just going to practice a few times, acting like I'm closing it. Good girl. And she wasn't up that time. So I'm going to reward her for that. Okay. Good job. So we're going to take off. I'm going to go drive around for a bit. And I'll record that process for you. But she's doing great. So I'm going to start driving around now, trying to keep the camera facing her. It might be hard because I'm driving. So hopefully it doesn't shift around too much. Sorry. Hope you guys aren't getting dizzy watching this at home. Alright, so I closed the door, that back door, and I got in the vehicle and she was still in the down, so that is great progress because most of the dogs get scared of that door. Like I said, I don't blame them. Alright, let's try to keep it there. Okay. And I have the rear view mirror facing down so I can see when she gets up. I'll take it nice and slow. I have the e-collar in my hand, the e-collar remote in my hand. So if she gets up, I'm immediately going to give her that no, reset her, and put her back in the down. Good girl. Good job. And most dogs do break as soon as we start moving. She kind of just looked around and was like, oh, we're moving, but she didn't get up, so that's great. I'm just going to do a few turns here. And I'm just going to drive around my neighborhood. And you could do this whenever you want, Jen. Like I said, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just practice getting her in and out of the vehicle. Also, if you want to take her for a little short drive down the street and back, working on her staying in that down, that'll be great for her. You know, she needs to get used to having that relationship with you guys, get used to being put in the down and actually stay there during car rides. Good girl. And pretty soon I'm gonna do a stop, turn off the vehicle, pretend like I'm getting off, to see how she does, to see if she tries to get up right away. Most people will. Oh my god, whose dog is that? Okay. Poor doggy. Sorry, just saw a dog outside. So I'm gonna pretend like I arrived to my destination, put the car in park, turn off the vehicle, take off my seatbelt, open the door. Nope, down. Shit, flats. No, flats. Good girl. So she broke the down. No big deal. Just reset her. I just want her to get used to the fact that every time we stop and we get out of the vehicle, it doesn't mean she could just get up. So I'm gonna do a few more of those. Just get her used to it. And then the more we do these, just like anything else, she's gonna get used to just staying in the down and not trying to run out whenever you get somewhere. And Jen, like if Gabe is driving and you're in the passenger seat or vice versa, just have the e-collar remote in your hand, and it's going to make this a lot easier for you guys. Good girl. Got a little bumpy, she didn't get up, so that's great. Good girl. So I'm going to do another stop. See if she gets up this time. You could totally give her this stay before you do this, but I want to challenge her a little bit, and that's why I'm not doing that. No. Plots. No. Plots. Good girl. So, just shows me that's what we have to work on, which is fine. That's what most dogs need to work on, because as soon as the vehicle stops, a door opens, they think, hey, I'm here, let's go. So, we're going to keep driving around for a little bit and then get to our destination. So I have to do a voiceover for this because for some reason it didn't pick up the audio. But here I'm just explaining how when I opened the door, I turned off the vehicle, I got off, set up the tripod, I opened up the back door, and Bryn was still in the down. So I just wanted to highlight that doing all those drills, having her down or plots while I was doing those fake stops really worked, because I got there, got off, it was the real thing, and she did not get up, which is great. Also, I'm just explaining the priming process a little more. I'm explaining how what she's doing right now is just taking in her environment. She's observing rather than reacting, and that it's the priming process that we're gonna have to do. And then I'm also explaining how all the rules for the kennel apply to this situation. I want her to just stay there. I want her to see just what I allow her to see. I don't want her to try to get up and run out. It's just very important to keep her in that mental calm state and keep her in the down. And here, this is all Bryn could see right now. That's all I'm allowing her to see. So when I take her out, I'm going to put her in the shaded area, put her place caught there, and then allow her to see a little more. But that's only when she's nice and calm and she's showing me she's in that calm mental state. So here she's just hanging out. She's not really reacting towards anything. I'm allowing her to take in all the new smells, because that's how dogs get to know the environment they're in. So that's all we want her to do right now. And as she gets better and better with being out in public, because we're going to start going to different places all the time, the priming process is going to get shorter and shorter, because it's just going to be routine to her. She already knows what to do. But, for the beginning stage, I want to take my time and set her up for success by having her doing the priming process. And she's doing pretty good. She's not trying to get up or anything like that. So when you start taking her out to public places and you see that she's nice and calm, that's when you can move to the next step, which is just having her place and observe outside of the vehicle. And then you're going to see the priming process over and over with every video we make, every time I take her out somewhere new or even somewhere she's been before. Whenever she's in that vehicle, I'm going to do the priming process with her. And the better and better she gets at it, you probably won't have to take her place caught anymore with you. Right now, that is her training wheels, so we're going to keep them there. So now I'm just moving her out here. And she's going to do the same thing she did inside the vehicle. Out here, I'm going to have her in the plots. Going to let her take in her environment, see all the cars coming and going, see the customers going in and out, hear all the noises. So I'm just going to let her get nice and comfortable and hang out there before we start doing our drills outside, which is our follows, our circles, a little bit of sits and plots, all that good stuff we're gonna do in the parking lot. I just didn't take her inside today because I want to slowly build that up. So today I just wanted to show her where we would be going, expose her to a new environment, and I also throughout this week I'm going to be able, taking her to different places, I'm going to be able to see what she struggles with. If she struggles being inside a place, like indoors with music, a lot of customers, or if she struggles being outside, like at a dog park, because there's just too much going on with her. So it'll be good. So I'm just going to keep her in the down, let her observe all these people and trucks driving by. She doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is take in her environment. She's doing pretty good. She's not stressed out. So that's great. And then the more we take her out to public this week, I'll be able to figure out what places she struggles with. If she struggles with being indoor with the loud music, or like, you know, at a mall, shopping center, something like that, or if she struggles outside with, like at a dog park with all these dogs barking and pulling. So I'll get to assess what she needs to work on, and I'll make it a priority to take her to those places. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Jen, and I'll text you this too, just to kind of see what you're thinking. So I was talking to Alex, and I know we talked about possibly keeping her for the 3rd week. And as of now, I don't think it's crucial. I don't think she really needs it. That third week would just be more polishing up whatever we need to work on, whatever she's struggling with. Also, I'll do some off-leash stuff with her, so I'll have her, you know, be in my follow off-leash, you know, stuff like that. But that 3rd week will really be to give you guys an extra training session. So if you guys do decide to leave her here for 3 weeks, we could meet up somewhere in public, wherever you guys want. I mean, you mentioned taking her to the Flying Saucer, so we could even meet up there, do a training session there for her. And that extra training session will really be for you guys. At that point, she'll be pretty solid at being out in public, but it'll be for you guys. I don't know how confident you and Gabe feel about the e-collar and being out in public with her, because remember, if it's only the 2-week program, you get that first training session that we did at my house, and then that training session during drop-off at your house. So if you want to do a training session with us in public, that's when I'll recommend the 3 weeks for you guys. So it'll be mostly for you, not for Bryn. But if you guys are feeling confident and you guys feel like you got it, you understand everything, you know how to work the e-collar and apply all that to being out in public, then hey, just keep the 2 weeks. It's not going to affect her. She'll be just fine. But I'll also go ahead and text you guys this, just so you know, if you have any questions, or you know you're unsure still of something. Okay, Kira, no more peanut butter? Okay. So I'm going to hang out with her a little bit longer here. I'm sure you guys don't want to see this whole process over and over, so I'll cut the video here. Alright, Jen, so this is pretty much what Brandon's going to do the rest of the day, just a whole bunch of duration. I am going to take her on an evening walk later, but besides that, we already went out in public. I mean, you're going to get all the video, but this is what I want to focus on right now, her just doing nothing, just laying there. But I wanted to point out that I have my personal dogs free roaming right now, because I know when she gets home, she's gonna have to deal with that with your other 2 dogs just free roaming around her, and also the roommate dogs. So I want to get her used to that mindset of her being on her place bed doing nothing while my dogs are just walking around, because that's going to be her reality when she gets back home. And then if you want, I mean, you could obviously start doing place training with your dogs at home, so they're all on the same level. But Bryn's expectations are going to be completely different from your other dogs because they didn't go through the training. That's probably into camera. Stop it. As soon as my dogs were placing, as soon as I gave them that break command, Bryn just stayed here, so that's pretty good. And I have her kibble here in a little Ziploc bag, so that's what I'm using to reward her. This is her breakfast, and whatever she doesn't finish will get put into her dinner. So that's something you can do when she gets home. You can just hand feed her her breakfast throughout the day. Polly, I don't have anything.
I'm not sure. He hasn't texted me, so until he does, I have no ideas.
Hopefully not early.
No, hopefully not.
That's a mess.
Huh?
So his house is a mess.
Oh, I don't think he cares.
Yep, I do. So that's what she's gonna be doing for the rest of the day. And she's doing pretty good. She sees my dogs walking around her. She's not getting up, so that's great. I was in the kitchen cleaning up. She hasn't gotten up.